It's our town for WTBQ and WGHT Radio with the full house today. Taylor is here, Paul is here, Ryan is here, and Paul Nebrasky not here. He's on sabbatical, on assignment today.
We assigned him not to come in.
Yeah, he's
because we wanted Jesse to come in from Nebrasky Plumbing. Good
that's
morning.
Right.
Hello, good morning.
And so we're gonna,
So what do you do with at Nebrasky
what
Plumbing?
doesn't she
Heating
do
and
is
cooling?
the question.
I am the special projects coordinator. Basically, I'm a very fancy admin that kind of keeps the departments talking to each other, as well as sort of keeps the business focused on innovations and automations. So things can kind of happen smoothly, a little bit more efficiently, and
In other
We
words,
have a good
she's
time.
likable.
yes, one of the big projects I'm working on right now is trying to do online scheduling. This way, somebody can just go on an app, go on your phone, and book appointments.
Oh, love that. People, that really cuts out all the people that are working at the place taking time off to do that. Number one, so that makes the work effort much better. And then the people doing it are not feeling like they're wasting time waiting on hold or they have to look in the book. That's perfect. Love that.
Yeah, we want to be user friendly.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool, and it's we
You
do
know-
a lot that way, because it is hard to. Taylor doesn't like to use the phone, even though she has troubles with it all the time. She doesn't want to. She doesn't. You eventually resolved your problem with a phone.
I know. I like to do everything
you try to do it online, yeah.
because it's faster for me and it's less time consuming, and that's a key thing for me. But anyway, it is winter. We're very aware of that. So let's talk about some of the things that Nebrasky Plumbing, Heating, and all the other good stuff lets people know about what they should be doing. Especially, I don't think we did that this year, Frank. Did we get our furnace cleaned?
We did not.
Okay.
I know a guy who can help you with that.
Yeah, I know, Keith. I know a guy who knows a guy.
Well, before we jump into that, Paul did give me some money to give away.
Oh, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Are we doing a contest?
like
I like money.
I have a trivia question.
Okay, let's do the trivia question, folks. 845-651-1110. First correct caller. Remember, you can only win once every 30 days. That means if you won the 2-second song contest in the last 30 days, you cannot compete for this. Give other people a chance. And that's the whole family in your household. Because we get like 3 or 4 people from the same household calling them. They're very smart. We love our smart listeners, but not for the contest. All right, go ahead. You could do the trivia.
All right. So with winter and all the storms happening, I wanted to know how many pounds of pressure does it take to burst a copper water pipe?
And what do they get if they get the right answer?
I got a gift card to a restaurant.
Okay, can I name the restaurant?
Yeah.
There's so many. I don't know.
Now, which one are you going to go with?
I don't know. Maybe we should put the names in a hat and let Jesse pull it out.
I could do that.
Yeah, we'll do that after it.
All right.
So you have there's about 5 places, but we'll let Jesse pick it at the end. We'll let you know, folks. First, you got to win.
By the way, one of them is not yesterday's.
No.
Don't even.
How many pounds of pressure does it take to burst a copper pipe?
Bonus points if you know the rate or the percentage of which water expands when it freezes.
I don't even know how to say
Oh
that.
boy! So wait, before we go any further, what was your background? Did you go to engineering stuff, or how did you?
No. I went to college for gender and sexuality studies.
Really?
Yeah, it translates really well to plumbing.
And what kind of a degree do you get in that? That's is that what the course is? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's a good, it's a bachelor's degree, and a lot of people take it and do either legal or psychology, sociology, HR.
It's part of
There's a
those.
lot to go.
Yeah,
you
but
can
that helps
continue
you with
what?
working with people and coordinating
Yeah, but
and doing stuff.
Jesse's personality has her
Yeah.
working with people. She's very good about
But she's
that.
smart too. She's got all these
Well, we know
figures
that.
and numbers and.
Well, it's more than
It
that.
takes a bit.
She also has the right personality and attitude for it to work at Nebrasky.
Just like
Anybody
Paul.
working for Paul.
Just like Paul.
You have to either be on drugs or be like Jesse.
Taylor, Paul's listening right now.
Hi, Paul, and you know
See,
I
you're
mean
already
it.
you're already getting abused, Paul, and you're not even here.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you like that?
Speaking of working for Paul, if I could jump in, we are hiring.
Oh, there we go. Yes.
What kind of people are you looking for?
So we're currently expanding a couple divisions. One of the main things that we're looking for are experienced HVAC technicians for installations. The other thing we're looking for is a warehouse coordinator to help us with ordering and inventory, all that fun jazz. And last, we're actually looking for Home Depot lead generators.
So tell them what that is. I know what it is because Paul explained it many times to me. And I still said I'm not doing it.
Yeah, pretty much we coordinate. We're the authorized Home Depot service provider for the area. We've got 4 stores, Middletown, Newburgh, Monticello, and Harriman.
And they could be semi-retired or retired,
So they have
right?
to be in the store? Is that where they
a
they
certain
go in the
amount of
store?
time, right?
Yeah, pretty much hang out in stores and schmooze, grab people's contact
Sign me
information
up.
if they need.
Frank would love
love
that.
to do that.
He would. He's in Home Depot more than the people who work there, and he loves talking with them in there. So that'd be a great job
Yeah,
for
I
you.
purposely leave my coat in the car so people think I work there when I walk in because I don't have a coat on. Can you help me? Sure. What do you want to know?
If you
it's
want to
great.
email me a resume, Frank.
There you go. We'll get right in there and do it. But my weakest thing, though, to be honest with you, is plumbing. Out of the whole thing, it is my weakest thing. It's the one thing I'm petrified about.
Can you
I don't
sweat
wanna-
pipe?
No, I can't.
neither.
I sweat when I think about that. Right? Right? It's like it's getting easier because now you don't really have to sweat pipes. You can buy these things that go together. But
PEX
even
tubing,
still,
man.
even
Yeah.
still, I'm not playing with that.
Hey, we can train that kind of
All
information.
right, somebody guessed on here, but you can't do it on texting. You have to call in.
How much is that gift certificate, by the way?
I think it's $100.
Yeah, $100.
Ooh.
Is it really?
Yep.
Really?
$100
I
gift
thought it was
certificate
50.
to a
But,
restaurant.
all right. Well, it just went up.
I'm telling you.
Well,
I
you
can
can't
hear
go out
Paul
for
yelling.
Oh, I'm
Too
sure I'm going to
bad.
get a text message. I have my phone on silent very
Is that right?
intentionally.
Can you read that?
It's actually a little under.
Oh, okay.
All right. So if that
whoever
person
wrote
wants to
that
call up and like to go to a
is not
restaurant,
correct.
and you can't get a great meal for under. Yeah, that's the average going price for meals these days.
True.
No matter where you go, it's something happened in the restaurants. They're very
Something
expensive.
happened.
$165 for a tomahawk steak for two.
I know.
$165.
Yeah, but you can go to Sam's Meat
Yeah,
Warehouse
but the sides
and
are
get
extra.
it for a lot less.
And the
You're not kidding.
And the sides are extra, and then you might want to have a drink with that.
Of course.
Drink
And
is $20.
There's tax and there's tip and everything else by the time you're done. It's almost like you want to become a waiter, because you can
Almost.
make just the tips. Even if you make 10%, you're rolling
All
in
right,
dough.
well, let's get back to the contest, and then we're going to go on. We'll let this brew with them. Go ahead, tell them again what you're looking for.
Yeah, again, the question is how many pounds of pressure does it take to burst a copper water pipe?
All of it.
A copper water pipe.
Yep.
Well, I know because actually that wasn't copper that broke. I had a plastic pipe that went once, which is not fun. That's even less pressure. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, I do have a whole bunch of winter tips for.
All right, let's
Yeah, give
do
us
it.
some winter tips
We need
because
'em.
we're up and down. Today's not winter, but it may be by the weekend or after the weekend again.
Yeah, especially with the storm that we had last week, I thought it would be beneficial to kind of cover some of this stuff.
Yeah.
I figured I could start with before storms and like pre-storm tips. One of the best things that you can actually do is make sure your heating has been serviced. This way, if anything does go wrong and you lose power, you're not completely damaging the system or having any problems with your heat when it's freezing out. We also have clear out your gutters. Make sure that all of your outdoor hoses have been disconnected. We get a lot of phone calls of, I didn't turn off my water, and now there's just water spewing out of the side
I
of my
did
house
that.
or on the
Yeah, I took his advice and I did go out and disconnect the hose in the back.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
So-
but listen, how many calls have you had over the years about people who went away snowbirds and forgot to do it in their house
Oh, yeah.
flooded?
Well, that was actually I do have tips for that. There's a lot of technology that's come out in the last couple years for flood detection and Wi-Fi. Thermostats that kind of helps you monitor your home while you're away. The Wi-Fi thermostats can send you alerts when temperatures drop.
Yeah, these
or-
smart apps are just phenomenal.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we do have somebody on the line wants to make a guess. What's your first name and what town are you calling from?
Clint from Warwick,
All right, Clint from Warwick, what's your answer?
1,500 PSI.
That's actually still too low.
How
Okay,
close
not
is
right.
it close?
Not
All right,
yet.
all right. So
all right, sorry, Clint.
sorry, Clint. Try again.
All right. All right, well, we're getting close.
Taylor's going to tell us what PSI stands for. Go ahead.
Pressure.
Nope.
No. Pulse.
Nope.
Nope.
Power.
Nope.
Nope. Close.
No, she's not going to get it.
No,
Go
I'm
ahead,
not
go ahead,
gonna-
Paul. What is it?
Pounds per square inch.
That's correct.
Oh, so pressure is measured in pounds? Mm-hmm.
Well, then when you put air in your tire, right?
Oh, yeah, that's
What do you put
true.
in?
I don't do
One
that.
what?
That's
or
wrong person.
30 what? 30
I
something?
don't do anything with the car, but
Isn't it like
gas in
30
it.
pounds of pressure? Or, you know?
35, yeah, 30,
Yeah,
35.
but pounds of
Okay,
pressure.
it's weird to
So
me.
it's, but it doesn't really weigh a pound,
Yeah, I
but
buy potatoes. I understand those pounds.
yeah.
I can feel that. Okay. So, yeah. the tips we were doing. Yep.
Yes. One of the biggest things that I'm really glad I made my husband do before the snowstorm is test out snow blowers, generators, do all the test
Great
runs to make
idea.
sure things work.
Yeah, get that done before the winter comes, really, though.
Yeah.
The same thing with lawnmowers and all that stuff. You don't want to be in the middle of mowing the lawn and your lawnmower breaks, or the snow blower and you're done. That's a very good tip.
There's a lot that you got to prepare for because you don't know, and we can lose power, and it doesn't even have to be a snowstorm. It could be high winds from the other day. It took a lot of folks out. The storm took out thousands of people everywhere without power.
I got both the notices from Central Hudson and O&R about the amount of outages. In New Jersey, I think Ryan got the worst of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
they got hit.
still going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh boy. And the other thing with testing that stuff out is make sure you get gas.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
Fill up your
With the
car with fuel.
or
Yeah,
my stove.
No, fill up your car.
For both your car and for your generator or your snowblower, if
Yeah.
you've got one.
If you notice, the day before the storm, I was down to like about a quarter of a tank, and for me that's low. So I not only filled up the car, but while I was there, everybody was filling up their canisters with gas for whatever they may need. And another thing you should do, by the way, when you buy the gas like that, you may not use it. So those additives that you can buy, the Stay-Bill or whatever that is a little additive that you can put in, and it gives you protection. What happens is gas goes bad after like a month or whatever it is. So if you put this in there, it gives you up to 2 years for the gas will extend the life. So when people that have cars that they don't use much, or if your car sits
You
for
mean
the winter,
like your 8?
yeah, which is what I do. You put the Stay-Bill in it, you mix it proportionally to how much gas you have.
That's a great
And it's a great
idea.
little thing to keep on the shelf because it doesn't go bad itself.
Good tip.
So you add it into the fuel, and your fuel will stay fresh. So you might not use it for your snowblower, but
Can
you may
I give
use
you
it
some of
for
that
your
to drink?
But you may use it for your lawnmower in June or whatever. So it'll still be fresh when it goes there, and it doesn't
So that
cost
way
much.
you could still be fresh.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do. Otherwise, the gas just the
All right.
things run, but it's not
Okay,
great for the
Frank,
machine.
Not your show. All right.
It isn't. I beg to differ.
Frank Jewett morning show? No,
Yeah,
not
okay.
yours. Okay.
See, I told you. What did I tell you? Right? It's a Taylor Sterling show. I told you that.
I'm not the one talking. I want to hear these great tips.
Well, the next thing we would definitely suggest is checking your smoke detector and your carbon monoxide detector.
We've checked them and removed them.
Maybe not that.
Well,
The
Taylor.
one in the hallway had to go. There was no smoke. Every day it would go off, and
Yeah.
there was nothing.
So here's the deal. Do I deal with a smoke detector that makes a lot of noise but may go off occasionally, or do I deal with Taylor who makes a lot of noise and goes off all the time? So I went with the other option B, and I literally disconnected, and I had to figure a way to make the door close on it and put it back up. So when you look at it, boy, that thing looks perfectly fine, but there ain't no battery in that thing anymore because I couldn't deal
Frank,
with it anymore.
that
You don't
was-
have hardwired smoke detectors?
I do, but I had to disconnect it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
no,
No, I
that-
took... Yeah, that's interesting.
Yes, you did
It is
disconnect.
hardwired, but if you
Yep.
don't have the battery... Oh, I disconnected something in it.
Okay.
It hasn't gone off
do-
since then. That's all I know.
That was insane. I mean, nothing.
No, you were insane.
Nothing, and it would go off. And it was like constantly waving the towel at it to stop it.
I
Like,
actually-
I don't even know what you're... There's no
She was
smoke.
upstairs one day, and I set it off, and she came rolling down. I never seen anybody move so quick, yelling and screaming, turn that
I
thing
don't
off,
think so.
So I was like, all right, that's the end of
No,
that.
what I said to you is disconnect it or I'll disconnect
Oh, that's
you.
right. I
what
left
I
I left the connection off, which you should not do.
No.
Don't do as I do. So, if you hear one day that, there was a tremendous accident and they burned up in the fire, we know why. Thank you, Taylor.
Anyway, thanks so much for that tip.
A
Yeah.
tip that Taylor can. But it is good to check it. And a matter of fact, with
Shouldn't you change the batteries?
Oh, yeah.
now's a good time to do it around
Yeah.
this
Don't
time of the
they
year.
recommend daylight savings so you never forget?
Yeah, that's one of the
That's a good-
biggest
yeah,
times
that's-
that we've seen.
Is
Good
it?
idea.
Yeah.
Now that means you do it.
Every time you change the clocks, you change your batteries. and
twice a
smoke
year.
Yeah,
detectors.
but they're
All right, here's-
talking about stopping that.
Now you want to talk about the carbon monoxide detectors. I learned something fascinating the other day. A couple of weeks ago on This Old House, they talked about them. Apparently, the detectors you have that detect carbon monoxide detect only higher levels of it. Right. So it starts like at 70. 70 is like the magic number or whatever it is. If it's 70, that carbon monoxide would have to be present for like about 4 hours before the detector would go off. If it's a little higher, like 100, detecting 100 and whatever it is, millibars per day, it may go off in like 45 minutes. And then the highest detector, it's like 10 minutes or something. It goes off if it's a really high thing. They do make detectors that detect and show you the amount It's 0. That's because the people that recognize those say it's okay to live with a little bit of that in your house. They don't really care about that. It's when the levels get high. But some people with compromised immune systems can be affected by 50 or even 10. It's nice to be at 0. You don't know if you have a leak with carbon monoxide. So they can buy these detectors, about $150 a piece. You put them in your house, and they'll even show you. You can do them on your phone and everything.
What creates carbon monoxide other than cars?
Anything that burns.
Putting a generator in your basement.
I'll do it.
If you use your
generator
gas,
should be taken away from that person.
if you use the gas stove, if you use your fireplace.
So we have a gas stove. So what does that mean? We should have a carbon monoxide detector
Well,
there?
all of the ones are carbon monoxide detecting, but there can be lower levels that you do not see.
So we don't have a carbon monoxide detector by the kitchen?
We don't have anything but a kitchen anymore because you have me disconnected.
That's the smoke alarm.
That's
You know
the
they go
carbon
bad.
monoxide detector too, and they do go bad.
Yeah,
so
they go bad. Carbon monoxide detectors, like on the 5th, they go bad in 5 years. Every one of mine within a 3-week time frame
Went
all
bad.
went bad. I had to replace
Wow.
it. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. So,
didn't
but
know
no,
that.
if you're really concerned about the levels that you have, you can spend a couple $100, but check it out. Go to
So
Home
maybe
Depot,
we should
whatever.
get just the carbon
I
monoxide.
think the one upstairs that's in the hallway.
Well, how's that going to detect what's in the kitchen?
Well, it doesn't
No,
matter. They
far
recommend that if you're
distance.
going to put your smoke, if you're going to put your carbon monoxide detector, the place to put it is the place you spend most of your time, which is in your bedroom.
Oh, okay.
So they recommend you put it by your
we
bedrooms
don't
in a hallway
spend
by your
most of our
bedroom.
time there. I wish we did.
Where do
But
you
by
spend
the
most of your time?
In the library.
Taylor, if you're there watching it for like 30 minutes, you sleep for 8 hours. How can you be spending
I
more
wish
time
I slept
in the
for 8 hours.
library?
Name the date that I actually slept 8 hours.
Well, even if it's 6 hours, it's still more time than you're sitting in the
Frank,
library.
I'm spending more time downstairs than upstairs.
You are definitely not. I'm going to time you from now on out.
All right.
What time?
How much
What time are you going to be spending
How
downstairs
much time
today?
do I spend in the kitchen?
I don't know, a couple hours a day, maybe 5. But you're upstairs about 7 or 8. Put it up
I'm
there first.
sleeping about
Listen,
6 or
don't
7.
listen to Taylor. Put it by your bedrooms
listen,
first, because if
okay.
you're a normal
'Cause I don't
person,
know how long I
if you're a
sleep.
normal person that has a job and goes out to work every day, you probably spend more time in your bedroom. Do that, and then put your second one downstairs. And if you have another one, put it near your furnace,
And
wherever
if
that may be.
you don't want one that wires in, you could have them
Oh,
they
I don't
plug
care what
right
it
into the
does.
outlet. No,
As
but they
long-
do. They have them that plug right into the outlet.
Oh,
Don't
that's
forget
a good idea.
That's what it is. It plugs right in.
Oh, so when do we get one of those?
We have one upstairs.
Okay, so we don't need one downstairs?
You can get another one if you
I
want.
think you should put one in the library because they're around the corner from the kitchen.
I think you guys can definitely figure this out after I run away.
Yeah.
No, we'll arm
I
wrestle
think
for
she's
it.
trying to tell you something.
You're going to arm wrestle
You're
for it.
stealing her segment.
I think you keep coming back with these crazy things, Taylor, and that's going to be a problem. By the
All
way,
right.
furnaces, of course, cause carbon monoxide too, so things to think about.
That's why you should switch to a heat pump, but that's another.
That's
Don't
all I
get
have.
us
That's another
started
answer.
on
All I got.
that.
That's it. All I have is mini splits. I can't have carbon monoxide because nothing in my house burns.
Why don't you do a mini split for us right now? Why don't you just do one right now, dear Paul?
Wish I could.
Well, here,
All right, anyway.
let me rapid fire some of these just so we can get through this list a little bit for you.
Welcome to
That
the
one,
morning
we got
show.
stuck on that one, didn't we?
No, not we, you.
No, we still don't have a winner, by the way, so call us up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
$100.
Make sure that you've got all of your mobile devices, laptops, all that fun jazz charged in case you guys ever lose power.
Right?
Know where your main water shutoff valve is.
Do you know where that is?
Somewhere in the house.
That doesn't help you if things start leaking or pipes
No, I have no
burst.
idea. I have no idea. And know if it works.
Wait a minute.
Because,
Where would it be normally? Outside or inside?
No, just coming in from
Typically inside.
yeah. Just when it comes in to
Where
the
would
house.
that be?
Down by your well pump.
Well-
Yeah.
You know where your pressure tank is? The well pump. It's right.
It'd be somewhere in that,
Wait a minute,
where the
let's-
furnace is.
It's usually in a utility room of some sort.
We have a utility room? Oh, yes, we do. Down in the basement.
Now, see if you have a bi-level,
Oh,
usually.
so that must be where it is.
If you have a bi-level, it's usually under the steps when you
We
come
don't
in.
have a bi-level.
And if your home is, I would suggest if your home's like 20 years old or older, check it out, because if you have the old type valves, they don't necessarily turn completely off anymore over time.
Or replace it.
Yep, I've been there.
I actually learned a really fun trick for protecting your food. This definitely works in the summer as
because the
well.
refrigerator goes off.
Keep
you're
Taylor
like,
away
"Yes."
from it.
If you take a cup of water before any storm or before just in general, fill it with water, freeze it, and then put a coin on top of it or some kind of rock, some small object. If you ever lose power and you leave your freezer shut and you open it after you get power back, if the coin or the object has dropped into the cup at any level, you know that thing's defrosted.
Interesting. That's a great. I've never heard of that before. But what a novel
I like
idea.
that tip.
I like that idea.
Of course, you'll know if your food is bad too.
Yeah.
Now Taylor wants to know how you can get that coin back out of the frozen water. No, but that's a great idea because you don't know. By the way, if you want a piece of pie, Taylor's got a piece of pie in the car she got for you a little later on. We'll talk about that
Later.
That's for another day. That's a great idea though, because when you go away, you always think about that. Sometimes you come in and you see your lights flashing. Oh, we had a power failure.
Yeah.
How long was that power failure?
Yeah.
Was it enough to defrost?
Well, if you look at the clock, you'll be able to tell. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, what do you mean if you look at the clock,
Can you
can
let
tell?
her finish already, for God's sake?
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Well, it flashes.
Well, it does, but it goes back to the hour it went up. But what was it, 3 days before that? You don't know.
Now you see what I go through.
You don't know.
All right, quiet.
During a storm, especially with a snowstorm like the one we just got, you want to make sure that there's not a lot of snow build up around your furnace vents, around your boiler vents, around your dryer vents.
Solar.
Solar what?
We don't have it right now because we're getting a little message saying your solar's not
No,
working.
you haven't had it since the day we reinstated it. The next day it went out.
Whatever.
Yeah, so just make sure to shovel around that kind of stuff so you have correct airflow and circulation.
We should check it today, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be at 0.0.
Yeah. If
Anyway.
you do end up having to turn the generator on, and you bring it into the garage of some sort, make sure you still have ventilation because that adds to the carbon monoxide.
Right. Or
Don't put
leave it out until it's like overnight or something and then put it in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't put it in your basement or your living room
Please.
or something like that. We've gotten that phone call.
Where is that little generator, by the way?
Yours I gave away to
You gave
Paul.
oh.
Yeah, Paul's got it, right?
Oh, okay.
Remember that, Paul?
I
Yeah,
do.
Yeah, whatever. He gave it away to somebody and they're having a good
I
time.
did not. I know right where it is.
Oh, okay. But we have the other one. We have mine. Yeah, which was a good one that we bought.
Mine
And
was good also.
yours was good, but it wasn't stored
If
properly.
you want, I'll sell
But
it
it was
back to you.
yours, so he
Yeah.
could give it away.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, well, you can't have, mine was bigger and more newer.
Here we go.
Yours, you left.
Mine was bigger.
Yours, you left the gas
Who
in it for 10
cares?
years, so it wasn't. That'd be a
All right.
job getting that going
Anyway,
again.
what are the other tips?
When you go out to shovel, if you leave your garage door open, try to shut it while you're outside. A lot
course.
of people have pipes and plumbing that run through the garage or in the ceiling of the garage, and if it's freezing outside, you're exposing.
Pipes are going to freeze.
That's why, if you noticed, you've been asking me why didn't I go and do stuff. I didn't want to get in the garage where I had to go in through the door. And even if you don't, it lets all that cold air in the garage. And if you have rooms above it,
Hey, guess what, Frank?
boy, the floors go.
Guess what?
What?
There's a door that goes into the garage from the house.
I know.
There you go. Try that.
Yeah, keep the garage door shut. Be aware that you might have snow or ice build up on your roofs and gutters if you haven't cleaned them before.
How do you get up to clean it off the solar? That's
Well, you
my
don't.
question.
You don't. You have to wait for it to melt.
Okay.
And if your downspouts ever freeze, use boiling water.
Oh.
If you can get at them, but don't try to go on a ladder at.
Oh, yeah, no,
if it's
don't
ice cold
start
outside.
setting
That's,
up ladders.
especially
Any-
if you spill the water
men-
on a ladder as you're trying to get down.
Men over 40.
Broken
not
legs and third-degree burns.
Combo.
a duo there. Hey, men over 40 not allowed on ladders, by the way.
Yeah, typically at that bend, though, that's where we start to see that ice build up at the very bottom of the downspout. So pouring boiling water typically won't do a lot of damage. And
Right.
It'll melt the snow.
What about that? The looped electrical. You ever see that around the by your gutters? They have those loops of electric. Those heating. Now they
got one
heat
of
up.
those,
Is
yeah.
that what happens?
yeah, so those warm up not much. They don't need to heat much. It's just enough to stop the ice from damming.
Yeah, if you have it like over a door a lot of times,
Yeah.
or sometimes you get drips or stuff, and people put that and they can reach up and throw that on and automatically come on. I had somebody talking yesterday. We were talking about where they sell mats. Apparently, you can plug in.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to shovel like your walkway and stuff like that, it's going to snow. You lay the mats out, you plug them in.
It's like radiant heating.
Yeah,
Oh,
very
yeah.
expensive apparently to buy. But once you get them, you can do that, and then you don't have to shovel that walkway. You remove them, and you're good to go, right?
Yeah, they're absolutely fantastic for like people who are elderly or differently
that's
abled.
right.
Is it very expensive though, or?
They can get a little pricey depending on which you go with. I know the higher end ones can definitely get up there, but they're usually worth it because they pull less amperage.
Yeah, and then you can,
And they warranty better.
Right, so it's a good. And what do you just put them away when you're done with them? Is that what it is? Was it like a flat mat thing?
Yeah, they're usually about a 1/4 inch thick, and you can plug them into either an outdoor outlet. I've got a friend who has a heavy duty extension cord that she actually just runs in through the corner of the window. when she knows that she's got a storm coming.
That's it's a great idea.
It's a great alternative to putting in radiant heating and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because if you can't, most people can't do
Nebrasky
that.
has
but
it on his driveway.
He's the only guy. He keeps sending pictures of his driveway in the snowstorms.
Along with na-na-na-na-na-na.
And his driveway looks just like it does in the summertime. No snow on it because
Okay, before
it
we
melts.
go on, please tell everybody how they can win that $100 gift certificate to a restaurant.
Oh, yeah. If you give us a call and let me know how many pounds of pressure per square inch it takes to burst a copper water pipe.
And how close do we got to be?
845-651-1110. $100 gift certificate to a restaurant. That's your meal, folks. That's a free
That's a meal.
I don't even give that much away.
That's being a meal right there.
845-651-1110. Let's
Pretty
do
cool.
it. All right.
So how long you been with Nebrasky?
Can we finish this list first?
She did, didn't she?
I've got
No.
3 more things.
Go right ahead. Take your time. We're not in any rush today. It's what is today? Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay. No rush.
For pipe bursting preventatives, if you do lose power or you're starting to lose heat, you're struggling with that, you can actually open the cabinets underneath your sink. So
Frank
there
does
is-
that.
That's my number one. Ever since that bit me, that's my number one thing.
Yeah,
I
we
leave them
do it
open
here
all winter long.
Because about, 9 years ago, maybe?
They'll freeze. Yeah, they don't break. We gotta catch
Everything
it.
froze, and actually, Majewski, what a great guy. He's no longer with us, but he and his family have been in that business for years, dug a trench all the way from the station, all the way across the parking lot to where the pipe originated from, because it was so far under the ground.
Yeah, but the thing is, the problem we do get is if we do leave those doors, people don't realize it. And a lot of people don't realize also that your sink typically is under a window. Mm-hmm. And if your window seals are going bad, or even if they're not, that cold air can come down and get the top of your faucet. And this way, if you have it open, you get a little air circulation under there. That's how I froze my pipe, my plastic pipe, which I don't have anymore. But I leave the doors open because when you're not there.
We do it here under the sink in the bathroom here.
Yeah, we do it here too on super cold days. It's got to be like about
We have never
10.
had that happen again, thank goodness.
But it didn't break the pipe here. It just froze,
it,
Yeah.
Well, you
Didn't
can
get that
also
far.
leave a slight trickle of the water, like if you just put it on just a
Yeah, it's
tiny
another-
bit, so there is like movement and water
Right.
flow.
Oh,
That will
that's a good
also
idea.
help out a lot. Your long-term solution is honestly insulate the pipes.
That is true.
It's just that a lot of these old homes, they put the pipes, on the outside wall, and they don't do that as much today. They're much more cognizant of that, especially in climates like this.
Oh, yeah.
But that can be a problem. And
But we had worse winters years ago than we're having now, so I'm surprised they didn't do that. Mm-hmm. But I've seen actually water heaters with stuff around them, keeping them warm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, plus that keeps the heat in, so that you're not wasting energy back into the room.
Right.
What else you got for us?
Last I got is keep updated on technology. Honeywell's got a little flood monitor plug-in that you can get, and you can buy them on Amazon. I think they're like $30-$40, and if it senses a lot of moisture or humidity, and
It sends you a
gets wet,
message?
it texts you. Moen and Flynn both actually have a water meter monitor that you can put on your main line, and if your water starts flowing way more than normal, it's smart and it will alert you. Like it gets used to what you're supposed to be using during a day, and if something changes, you have a pipe burst and you're not home, it texts you.
And
My
that's
water
something.
softener has it.
Really, that's something that a plumber would
Anytime
have.
the water runs, my wife gets because I don't want it, but gets an alert on her phone.
So that would be something a plumber would have to install, though, right?
Yes, we would recommend having a plumber do that.
Okay.
You could try it yourself, but I wouldn't recommend it.
No, not going near the
Nobody
pipes.
answered our question. This is a first.
Yeah.
I've got a completely random question that's a little bit more funny and less trivia.
All right, let's try. We're going to try a new one because none of you people out there are
All right, so
smart.
let's all take a guess on how many psi you need.
All right,
We knew
let's do that.
1,500 was low, so go ahead.
1650.
Go ahead.
Frank?
Oh wait, we got somebody calling
Oh
right now.
no, I
Maybe
just gave him the answer.
No, that's not the answer. They were quite a bit off actually from where it was. So we'll see where that all goes. If you gotta answer, give us a buzz and we'll see. We'll get you close enough. We'll take the closest one. What, you got somebody in there? All right, hold on. We're gonna put them through and see if we do actually have somebody that's got the answer. I bet you were way off. I would have guessed.
Everybody was way off.
Since she said that, I'm gonna say 3,500. But go ahead.
No, that's too high.
Okay.
All right. We do have a winner on the phone. What's your first name and what town are you calling from?
Robert, Warwick, New York.
Robert, you haven't won in 30 days,
We
right?
don't care if he did. Nobody's a
Frank?
winner.
No, I haven't. 3,000 PSI.
Yeah, 3,000 PSI?
Yes, between 3,000 and 9,000 PSI.
Wow.
I said 3,500. And she goes, I'm way off. What are you talking about?
Well, he said 3,000.
Right on
I
the
thought
money.
that was the answer.
It depends on the thickness of the pipe, and that's the way it goes. So, all right, Taylor, we do have a winner. Tell him what he won.
You won a $100 gift certificate at a restaurant. So what you have to do, I'm going to put you on hold right now. And
No,
I'm
you're
going
not.
to
Just
Frank?
All right, yes, you are.
Yeah.
Oh, you two are funny.
All day long like this.
You see
All
us
day
at
long.
home. We don't talk to each other.
You gotta. This should be video because when you do something Taylor doesn't like, immediately the facial expressions. She should be on TV.
Yeah, that look could
Right?
kill. You'd be in trouble.
Yeah,
man.
that look. It's like immediately.
As long as you get it, we're good.
We play poker all the time, and I never lose. Let's put it that.
All right. Well, hold on. I'm going to tell you how to get the gift certificate in a moment. And thanks for listening. Hold on.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Hey, it's cool. $100 gift certificate. That'll
Yeah.
really come in good and handy. All right, so if people want to get in touch with
Wait a minute. She had another. I want to hear the other question anyway, just for fun.
So Paul and I actually found a very lovely article on a cooking website.
Oh,
I want to know people's best ice recipe.
ice recipe?
Yeah.
Put
I just
water
use
in
water.
I was gonna say.
I use regular water, yeah. You know, you wanna,
No, but I'll tell
we
you
use
what I've
bottled
done.
water.
What I've done is actually make popsicles out of ice. So you could put a little bit of rosemary, little thing in there, and put some lemon. Ooh. Yeah, there's some delicious things you can do with making ice into decorations into drinks. You see that all the time.
Well, you grew up in Jersey. I grew up in Jersey, where now we have wells. We had chlorinated water down there. My grandmother taught me that you use hot water to make the ice cubes, and they came out clear, as opposed to the
that's
cold water that came
interesting.
out cloudy. And I don't know if chlorine had anything to do with it.
Oh, maybe.
Well, if you're in
That's-
the village of Warwick and I have the water there, man, I'm telling you, I had a glass of water in Warwick yesterday.
Was pink?
It's so chlorinated that
You can taste it.
Yeah, I felt like swimming in it. It was great. I started unbuttoning my shirt and I said, "Wait a minute, I'm not going to fit in that glass."